Hello, this is Lowell City Manager Eileen Donoghue providing an update on the city's coronavirus response and preparedness efforts. At the conclusion of a week that saw 2 coronavirus-related deaths in the city of Lowell, I would like to begin by expressing my heartfelt sympathies on behalf of the city of Lowell to all residents that have been impacted by this virus. We often consider the statistics associated with coronavirus as a means of evaluating its spread and measuring our risk of exposure. But it's important to remember that each confirmed case is more than a mere data point. It represents a human life that has been impacted, often to a severe and tragic extent. As we continue to see a surge in coronavirus cases in Massachusetts and here in Lowell, I want to assure the community that the city is working around the clock and doing everything within our power to keep the community safe and to help minimize the devastating impact of this crisis. The City Council is working tirelessly on the host of challenges confronting the city, and I thank them for their continued leadership in these times. As of today, April 3rd, 2020, there have been a total of 134 confirmed cases of COVID-19 among Lowell residents. Today, we released an enhanced data report breaking down confirmed cases by age, sex, and neighborhood through April 2nd. The report clearly reflects this is an equal opportunity virus, that no demographic is immune from infection. Every individual must continue to exercise extreme caution to avoid transmission. This report can be viewed at lowellma.gov/coronavirus. As I mentioned previously, each confirmed case is monitored by the city's health department, which conducts thorough outreach to patients and their contacts. This is a critical function in our efforts to control the spread of coronavirus. It is vital that any resident who has been contacted by a health department nurse cooperates fully. This task has become increasingly demanding as the number of confirmed cases in the city has grown. We are grateful that the city's school nurses have agreed to reinforce the health department's limited staff to aid in this important function. As of Monday, there will be a total of 26 school nurses supporting the health department's coronavirus response efforts. In addition, teams of 2 school nurses report to the city's EOC each day to provide health information directly to residents calling in. We appreciate the school nurses stepping up in this difficult time. We've been asked frequently about the city's efforts to address the issue of homelessness during this health emergency. Since the onset of the coronavirus crisis, we have made responding to this undeniable risk that the virus poses to individuals experiencing homelessness a top priority. The city has worked diligently to develop a plan to address this unknown area of need, and we have engaged public, private, and nonprofit partners to evaluate solutions. Given the limitation on resources locally, it has been clear that support from the state to set up, equip, and staff an emergency shelter is needed. We've worked hard to convey this need to the state, and this week I sent a letter to Governor Baker calling for urgent action. These efforts have led to productive conversations, and we are grateful that the state is working with us to enact a plan to provide isolation space for homeless individuals that have tested positive for coronavirus. This will significantly help mitigate the threat of coronavirus spreading rapidly among the homeless population. The city is continuing to evaluate additional measures that could supplement a coordinated state effort. This week, we were informed that the city will be receiving $1.3 million in community development block grant funding and over $600,000 in emergency solution grant funding through the federal coronavirus relief stimulus package, which is a credit to the work of Congresswoman Trahan and our U.S. senators. We are working to determine ways that this funding may be used to address issues around homelessness. I also share the concerns of those who have reached out regarding the city's elderly residents, who are particularly vulnerable during this health crisis. I would like to remind the community that despite reducing in-person staff and programming, the Senior Center remains a resource to senior residents in need of assistance. Senior Center staff has contacted all seniors that regularly rely on their service to make sure that they have the resources that they need. The Senior Center is continuing to offer bagged breakfast and lunch takeout for people age 60 and above. We are encouraging seniors who need access to affordable meals to sign up for Meals on Wheels, which is temporarily waiving medical requirements so that you can follow the governor's stay-at-home advisory. We're continuing to prioritize the safety of our first responders through a number of heightened protocols. Through several generous donations and other sources, adequate supplies of PPE have been secured for first responders for the immediate future. The fire and police departments have produced training material to ensure that this equipment is being used properly. The school department has loaned disinfectant machines to the departments, which are being used to sanitize workspaces and vehicles. The city's Office of Economic Development is continuing to work to support businesses that have been closed or otherwise impacted by the coronavirus crisis. In coordination with the Chamber of Commerce and other stakeholders, the office has launched a Lowell Business Recovery Task Force, which meets to assess the challenges facing business and to coordinate efforts surrounding resources available through the federal stimulus and other sources. They have also produced a list of Lowell restaurants which are remaining open for takeout service, which can be viewed on our website. And this week, the parking department launched a restaurant relief program, which enables businesses to reserve nearby parking spaces to support curbside pickup operations. This week, Governor Baker extended his order closing non-essential businesses in the stay-at-home advisory through May 4th. So in closing, I want to renew our call to Lowell residents to continue to stay home and to practice social distancing. We're aware that this is an increasingly difficult and onerous request. And as time passes, we know that for many, these measures will lead to economic hardship and anxiety. But we also know that this is the most effective tool that we have in combating the spread of coronavirus and saving lives. I thank everyone for their cooperation with these orders to this point. I will be back soon with another update. In the meantime, please visit lowellma.gov/coronavirus for timely and up-to-date information. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and sign up for Code Red updates at lowell.gov/code red. Thank you.